1 week after accepting Ethan's proposal, I received a mystery delivery. Inside was the designer necklace I'd admired last weekend but put back because the price felt obscene. I thought I understood what was happening, yet I didn't want to ruin the surprise. "Did you order something that got delivered here by mistake?" He answered almost instantly, "Baby, I haven't bought anything lately, probably sent to the wrong address." When those words registered, the smile froze on my face for a full second. Could it really be a mix-up? I turned the gift box over and over. The addressee line clearly bore his name. Then a small note fluttered out, "Congratulations to Mr. Chase and Miss Sterling on your engagement." The handwriting was delicate, unmistakably feminine, but there was no signature. Unease pooled in my stomach. I picked up my phone, thoughts tangled, unsure what to say. Okay, this is weird. Is he cheating? Did the other woman mail the gift herself as some kind of declaration of war? Looking at the confused yet earnest emoji Stacy had sent, I hesitated, instinctively defending Ethan. What mistress would be that bold? Besides, the message reads like store copy, maybe a sales associate wrote it. Stacy clearly found my theory exasperating, but she didn't push. Truthfully, I hadn't convinced myself either. Still, he's just a coder who stares at a screen all day, basically clueless. Only you would stick with him for 7 years. She added the last part like a bandage, then couldn't resist. Keep an eye on him. If something's off, you'll spot it. I'll watch. I'll tell you if anything turns up. My mind and heart tugged in opposite directions, one urging me to dig, the other begging me to drop it. How could I not dig? My body betrayed me first. I was already combing the apartment. Sure enough, in the pocket of the jacket he'd worn yesterday, I found the receipt. Timestamp, around 9 last night. "Luna, I'll be working late tomorrow, no idea how late. Don't wait up." His goodbye from the previous evening replayed in my head. Bitter acid rose in my throat. I opened the box and clasped the necklace on. In the mirror I turned left, then right. It really was beautiful. The front door beeped as someone punched in the code. I didn't turn, I just watched his reflection. "Baby, what did you buy?" "Looks gorgeous, let me see." The sentence died midair when he noticed the pendant against my skin. I kept silent, watching him. Surprise flickered across his face, then melted into an easy smile. "That piece really suits you. I slipped out last night and bought it after all." He stared at me earnestly, as if to say I'd imagined everything. "I pretended to forget this morning so I could surprise you." "You saw right through me, huh?" He pulled me into a hug, burying his head against my neck. "I've been swamped, let me recharge." Weekend date, just us? Clearly he wanted the subject closed. A new invitation was already on the table. I listened to the entire rehearsed speech, wondering if coincidence could really be this tidy. Sounds perfect. It's been ages since we went out. I smiled and agreed. While he showered, I swiped his phone. I'd never snooped before. I opened every major app, nothing suspicious, and started to relax. Just as I was about to set it down, a Spotify notification popped up. Stack. Did fiancé like her engagement present? A jolt shot through me, cold spreading outward. He was cheating. My thumb opened the chat of its own accord. An endless thread of messages stared back. I didn't dare read. I slammed the phone back on the nightstand. When he emerged and lay down, I wrestled my pulse into submission, feigning calm. As always, he spooned me from behind. "Luna, you smell amazing. Your scent settles me." "Sleep. You're exhausted." Thank heavens he stopped talking. Another sentence and my voice would have cracked. He loves this position because back when we were broke new grads we could only afford a twin mattress. Sleeping glued together on that narrow bed used to make me feel safe. Now we have a plush king, but his arms hold someone else. Next morning I played the role of normal, up, brushed, breakfast, small talk. He mirrored me, kissing my forehead on his way out. "You look tired, new project wearing you down? I'll pick you up tonight, we'll grab something nice." "Yeah, just client deadlines. Nothing major." I paused, then nodded. The moment he left, I sprinted to the bathroom and splashed water on my face until I couldn't tell tears from tap. Disgust crawled over me. Strength gone, I slid to the floor, back against the wall, and sobbed. I hadn't slept. At 3 a.m. I'd reached for his phone again. This time I forced myself to read. It started a year ago, sporadic song shares, nothing more. Then daily chatter, meals, moods, and eventually, girls like sparkly necklaces, right? I bought one tonight, see you tomorrow. So the piece I deemed too expensive had simply been redirected. He's always been that way, wanting to give the best. In college he'd moonlight over breaks just to replace my sluggish iPad. Yours keeps freezing and the battery's shot, got you a new one, he'd said. I'd melted, I'd only griped once, yet he remembered. We met at Lakewood University, started dating within months, moved in after graduation, and reached engagement this year, 7 years total. Looks like we didn't outrun the 7-year itch. Following her Spotify handle, I found her other socials. She's a minor internet-famous singer. Most of her feed is cover videos, with only a few snaps of dinners and dates. Great day. Saw him again. The photo showed a restaurant I'd never been to. Across the table a man's hand wore the ring I gave him. Her newest post was the necklace. Caption: latest gift, love it. The irony stung. After work he picked me up for dinner. In the car I noticed the playlist wasn't the usual Jay Cho or JJ Lin. Since when do you listen to this band? I asked casually. Their chat history said it was her favorite. He blinked, surprised. Just got tired of the old stuff, grabbed something new. You hate it? I'll skip. It's good, like it too. Told you, they're huge, tons of girls love them. Which other girls? Obvious. We pulled up to that exact restaurant. I've been here with coworker, he said, walking me in. I gave him a slow once-over. So you guys are into pretty food selfies now? Thought that was a girl thing. He rushed to explain. My coworker's girlfriend, Emery, you know her, she said it's romantic, so I brought you. I sneered inside. Definitely romantic. So he really cheated. Yeah, every clue was there, I just didn't care. Once the timeline clicked, I raced to tell my best friend. God, Luna, are you okay? I'm booking a ticket. Seeing Stacy's panic, I comforted her instead. I'm much better now. That loser deserves hell. Wait, Luna. This girl, she went to Lakewood too. Stacy's screenshot showed a comment, Aria Sr., performing at homecoming this year. The profile was loaded with campus thread posts. Stacy, we're going to homecoming. Time to end the charade. Days later the alumni office dropped the festival promo. I forwarded it to Ethan. We haven't been back in ages, long weekend, let's go. Sounds fun, he answered, zero suspicion. I reopened Stacy's screenshot. Yep, baby, I'm in the show, Aria had replied. Festival day. 2-hour train ride. Scenery blurred, tears threatened. We'd taken this route countless times in college. Ethan slept on my shoulder, hand in mine, exhausted from back-to-back projects. You could have stayed home. Are you here for me or for her? Everything had soured. Still, I had to swing the blade. On campus it was the usual, small talk, group selfies with professors, then the show. The show, now that was different. Closer to the auditorium, the tighter my chest felt. Ethan noticed. You okay? You look pale. Motion sickness, maybe. Curtain up, first act, her. Radiant under the lights. I glanced at Ethan, his face was grave, out of sync with the cheering crowd. Isn't that the track you played in the car? What a coincidence, he faltered, eyes darting. Before he could spin it, a classmate chimed in, Hey, Ethan, that's your old junior, right? Used to bug you for code help, now she's a star. I stared, boring through him. Silence stretched. Well, we knew each other, lost touch after graduation, he managed, waiting for my verdict. The classmate kept going, perfect, tonight's mixer includes her. You guys should catch up. So she wore my initials inside the ring, another twisted happily ever after. Sure, pass. We answered together, opposite choices. Our classmate froze, awkward. Luna, you said you felt sick, let's head to the hotel, Ethan urged. I'm fine. Rare visit, I want to have fun, I cooed. He couldn't refuse. All evening he was elsewhere, thumb flying over his phone. I leaned in. Who are you texting? Coworker, project issue, he said, snapping the screen off. Work matters, reply, don't keep them waiting. It's handled, he muttered, pocketing the phone. Whatever tonight brings, I'm ready. That afternoon, while we were resting at the hotel, he massaged my shoulders and asked cautiously, Luna, why the sudden urge to show up at the party? You used to hate these things. Nothing major. The client on my next project has a classmate at the company, so I thought I'd scout the lay of the land. I answered as if it didn't matter. I felt the pressure on my shoulders slacken, he was lost in thought. So that's it. Soon it was time. We hailed a ride to an upscale private club. The moment Ethan pulled the door open, someone inside pushed from the other side. What are you doing here? He blurted it before I could even see who it was. It was Arya. I almost laughed at the stunned look on his face. The next second he seemed to remember something. Oh, I just heard you had plans tonight. Arya gave us a half smile. They got cancelled last minute, so I came. Let's head inside first. I tugged his sleeve and slipped my arm through his, playing affectionate. He finally snapped out of it and led me in. As we passed Arya, I smiled at her. Besides listening to people brag, alumni reunions need games to warm things up. This round, whoever drew the two jokers had to sing a duet. Cards flipped one by one. Arya had the big joker, the table erupted. Our star is singing. Who's the lucky duet partner? Everyone checked their cards, no one spoke. I held mine up, smiling. Me. Before they could react I added, but I'm beat tonight, let my boyfriend take my place. Ethan looked caught off guard, he hadn't expected the summon. Before he could refuse, the crowd chimed in. Luna's given the order, go on, old classmates don't dawdle. Arya stayed calm, stood, and walked to the front. Quinn, no choice but to follow. I watched them sing, sure I'd feel nothing, yet it felt like countless needles pricking my heart. I was drowning at sea, no shore in sight, no one to save me. Applause snapped me back, I quickly adjusted my expression. They returned and sat beside me. You two sounded great, I said, graciously. Just messing around. If you like it, I'll sing for you every day, Ethan said, slipping an arm around me. I leaned into him. I'm tired, let me rest. Grab me some fruit. Within seconds watermelon touched my lips. I ate happily, ignoring her gaze. Someone nearby sighed enviously. Mr. Chase, you and Luna are goals. Save us wedding wine, okay? Absolutely, Ethan beamed. How much of that was sincere, I couldn't tell. Back at the hotel, I pleaded exhaustion and turned in early. I'd barely lain down when I felt him shift. He nudged me, getting no answer, he whispered my name. Certain I was asleep, he tiptoed to the bathroom and dialed. Why did you still come tonight? I told you I'd see you tomorrow, not today. He was talking to Arya. My throat tightened, I quietly hit record on my phone. Unable to bear their call, I slipped back to bed. My mind replayed our past like a film. College break, I missed him so much I texted, still a month till we meet. Hours later, 3rd floor, right? Open the door. I flew downstairs, there he was, travel-worn. I hugged him. How are you here? Loving someone means when you think of them, they appear at top speed. The call ended, he crept out again. Now, apparently, the same rule applied. Soon the hotel door opened, he looked travel-worn once more, but I felt no old joy. Where have you been? Luna, you're awake? I just ran to the convenience store downstairs. He froze at the sight of me on the bed, like a kid caught stealing. Still lying. I shut my eyes, inhaled, walked to the bathroom, and grabbed my phone. Watching his panic, I pressed play. The recording overlapped with my live voice. We're done. The engagement is off. He paled, gripping my hand. Baby, let me explain. I yanked free. You think I'm an idiot, Ethan? My hands shook as I snatched his phone and opened their chat history. You didn't even delete them, sure I'd never look. He rushed to defend himself. It's just chatting. She's a normal friend, nothing more. We met in college, but we only ever talked coursework. After graduation, as you can see, we just share songs and chat. She said her throat hurt and she was nearby, so I bought her throat lozenges. Luna, I swear we never crossed the line. Believe me, please, don't leave. He dropped to his knees, hugging my legs, face flushed. Normal friends need midnight pharmacy runs? She can't use DoorDash, or are you auditioning to be the delivery guy? The night's tension finally erupted, I shouted. 7 years, Ethan. Remember your proposal? You said, you'd never lie. You know I hate lies more than anything. My voice cracked, tears fell. I gave you chances to come clean, don't tell me you never noticed my hints. You're just used to it. The cozy safety you have with me, and the cheap thrill you chase with her. I wiped my eyes. Maybe you never slept with her, but this murky fling sickens me. I can't accept this. We're done. Saying those words felt like dissecting his heart, but they also felt like comforting myself. I just stared at him, at the way he was struck speechless. Luna. I'm really sorry. I lost my head. I looked out at the endless black beyond the window, every ounce of strength drained from my body. Let's leave it here for now. We'll talk about the rest when we get back. Without waiting for an answer, I packed my things and walked out of the room. Early the next morning I bought a return ticket and left. Tomorrow let's all have dinner together. We have something to announce. I sent that text to the group chat that included both our families, then locked my phone and watched the scenery crawl past the window until my vision blurred. Do you need a tissue? The person beside me asked quietly. I was crying again. 2 of us had come, only one of us was going back. You knew how this would end, so why does it still hurt so much? I whispered the question to myself. When he proposed, he'd promised not only that he'd never lie, but that he'd make me happy forever. How ridiculous. We'd already survived the hardest times. We'd been on the verge of that forever. We were inches away. Why, then? Why do this to me, Ethan? Still, thank heavens we fell short. Before the train reached the station I'd made up my mind. Dear passengers, next stop, time to get off. The following evening I went straight to the restaurant after work. Mom and the others were already there. They were surprised I hadn't come with Ethan. He's working late tonight. I actually had no idea what he was doing, but they didn't press. They were more curious about the announcement. Luna, are you two finally setting a wedding date? His mother asked, careful not to sound pushy. I'm not rushing you, but you've known each other so long and our families are close. Marriage is the natural next step. I glanced at Mom, there wasn't much joy on her face. I gave his mother a small smile. Let's wait for Ethan. Moments later he walked in, arms full of gifts. He started apologizing before he even sat down. Dad, Mom, Mr. Chase, I'm sorry. I wronged Luna. I'm here today to beg her. I watched the smiles around the table freeze, the air turning brittle. Spell it out, you cheated. I spared him nothing. Everyone stared in shock. Luna, there must be some misunderstanding. His mother jumped in to smooth things over. Yes, talk it through, what's all this about cheating? His father echoed. I said nothing, I simply watched him, waiting to hear what excuse he'd invent. Mr. Chase, I'm to blame. I swear it never went beyond texting and grabbing a meal. I never did anything worse to Luna. Please forgive me just this once. I really love Luna. His voice grated like broken glass. Ethan, this is your idea of making Luna happy for life? My daughter's devastated. Dad's sharp words brought tears to my eyes. Have you no shame? You betray her, then crawl back begging, and still expect a wedding? The moment we leave this room, we're strangers. Mom was shaking. Dad had to pull her back. His mother's face flushed. She opened her mouth, but Ethan stopped her. I know I messed up. I was young and stupid. Both our moms are here today. I've cut that girl off completely. I swear I'll spend my life making this right. Mom couldn't listen any longer. She stood and tugged me up. Never. Dinner ended there. I let Mom lead me home like a puppet. Why didn't you tell us the moment it happened? She asked, hugging me while I sobbed against her shoulder. The wedding's off. Break up with him, and don't you dare soften, Dad said, patting my back. Don't worry. I won't. I wiped my face, voice steady. That night Stacy called. I'd been so drained I'd forgotten to reach out. Mom must have filled her in. After calming me, she said, Hey, Luna, there's an opening at our branch office. Apply for a transfer, start fresh in a new city. My pulse quickened. Let me wrap up my current project and I'll think about it. By early autumn my transfer was approved. In a month I'd be gone. We hadn't spoken since that dinner. I still had things at the apartment, so I messaged him, tomorrow morning I'm coming to pack. He never replied, but I went anyway. The place looked untouched. He didn't seem to be home. I headed for the bedroom to gather clothes. The door was ajar. Ethan lay on the bed, asleep. The nightstand was littered with medicine. He was sick. I backed out and started on the living room clutter instead. A few minutes later the bedroom door creaked. His face was pale. I texted you. I'm here to get my things, I said evenly. Oh. It's seasonal. I've been too out of it to check my phone. He coughed twice. Go rest. I don't need help. He fell silent, watching me fill boxes. When I tossed every souvenir of us into the trash can, he finally spoke. Luna, remember this? From our first trip together, and those dolls, we shaped them side by side. Anne, I didn't want the past replayed. Of course I remember. But I don't want any of it anymore. I cut him off, cold and clear. Aria and I really haven't been in touch anymore. At first she'd come to me now and then with a few questions, later she started sharing bits of her day, and I answered without thinking. After that, our chats became more and more frequent. The necklace was my gift to her. Her birthday's almost here. That night when I came home and saw you wearing an identical one, I knew what had happened. I never thought she'd do something like this. I thought we were just ordinary friends. A few days ago she tore the window paper between us, and only then did I realize things had quietly gone this far. I'm sorry, Luna. I didn't handle the emotional side of my life. You were right before. I wanted to stay with you and still chase something new. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Listening to everything he said, I found it absurd and a little sad. A small place inside me was collapsing. Look into your heart. Did you honestly not feel her feelings for you? You silently let all of this happen. I'm grateful we once had beautiful memories. But I don't know when our shared story began to hold someone else's shadow. Do you understand, Ethan? I wiped my eyes and let out a long sigh. When I first discovered it, I couldn't believe it. I knew you better than anyone. You loved me so much that when I broke my leg and you came to the ward, your eyes reddened before you said a word. At that moment I thought, I have to marry this man. But then I saw in Aria's feed that you'd cried for her too. Only then did I realize people change. Your love can be given to someone else as well. I've figured it out now. I don't want it anymore. Let's end it here. From now on, we're strangers. After making sure nothing of mine remained in the apartment, I left immediately. I tossed the box stuffed with our memories into the trash can, and it was truly over. Autumn here is a little chilly. The wind dried the tear tracks on my face. Yet flecks of sunlight still landed on me. Life isn't so bad after all. Once I moved to the new city, I adapted quickly. The job is much lighter than before. I don't have to shoulder everything alone, and I've gained a bunch of teammates. I eat with Stacy often, venting about coworker, roasting client. It feels like being back at Lakewood University, only the years without him. I've even fallen for running, hard as that is to believe. It used to be my most hated sport, but now I can knock out 5K without stopping. I love the breeze brushing me as I run. It sweeps away fatigue and worry. Weekends, I no longer hole up in the apartment. Instead, I join outdoor activities. When I first arrived, Stacy feared I'd be bored and nudged me into a local hiking group. Every week someone organizes a trail hiking trip nearby. I've gone several times. More contact with nature really lifts the mood. And I meet new friends. Family and friends keep hinting, asking if anyone new is on the horizon. Worried I haven't moved on. Actually, I haven't thought of him in ages. When the group chat buzzed with another hike, I replied right away. I'm in. A stranger's avatar popped up beneath me, +1. Just another friend of a friend, I figured. Saturday's weather was perfect. We reached the meetup spot. Everyone today was familiar, and I greeted them one by one. Except him. Hey, haven't we met somewhere? Before I could react, he asked. Dude, that line's prehistoric, a mutual friend teased. Probably not. Hi, I said. I really couldn't place him. Still, the little exchange didn't affect the day. The spot was gorgeous, mountains and water. Everyone had a blast. I soon forgot the opener. Back home, I told Stacy about the trip she'd missed. Next time we'll go together. If I weren't working late, I'd have joined you. David said the place was amazing. Sure. Oh, Luna, the new guy today, you honestly don't know him? She was pure gossip. I really don't. He's pretty cute. If we'd met, I'd remember. I racked my brain but came up blank. We chatted on the trail, yet nothing rang a bell. Ah, okay. Well, you know him now. Wang dragged him in specially so you two could meet. He screened forever to find someone solid, character guaranteed. Stacy added hurriedly. Her concern made me laugh. You guys fix me up daily, but I'm happy. Whatever happens, happens. My life's full already. All right, as long as you're happy. She surrendered. I get why friends worry. They're afraid I'm still stuck on Ethan, but I haven't refused to meet anyone new. The guy today was nice, worth getting to know better, I admitted to myself. I'm slowly learning nothing is eternal. Not love, not hate. Yet their imprints stay on me, shaping a better version of myself. After that life reflection, I reached for my phone to unwind. A friend request waited. Luna, I'm Dylan. The second I accepted, a text landed, as if he'd been watching. That day on the train you were crying, and I handed you tissues. One of them had a smiley face doodle. Seeing you so different today makes me really happy. I glanced at the tissue I'd kept on my desk and smiled. Small world, it was you. Thanks for listening to today's story. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? If you enjoyed, please like and share with friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more tales. See you next time.